The feeling of getting into the ring is just, you can't really explain it. I've tried to put it into words for other people, but it's something that can't really be explained. It's just such a buzz, and it is a bit like a drug. I can see why, you know, famous people, I say more famous people, when they come out of the sport, why they go do lally trying to replicate that buzz, because it is just a feeling like no other. So.
And then here to the body after if you want. So you dip, boom, boom, yeah, or across the body, hook to the head. Dip, boom, yeah, so either one. Dip, boom,
Jeez, yes, car.
From the right kick, across the body or hook to the body. Yeah, but big shots, big kicks, yeah, a minute and a half. And then at the end of that,
Just cross. I'm gonna lay off the left hook. Hey, 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 shum, shum, ah, shum, ah, shum. My last fight was 8 years ago. It was a bit of a. I really wanted to fight, but my trainer at the time, so John at the time, didn't really want me to fight. Wasn't really training me as I wanted to be trained. So there's no excuses. I mean, you know, I got beat. It was a good fight, but it definitely wasn't the preparation that I would normally do for any other fight camp. So the reason coming back really was to kind of sign it off properly. You know, do a proper camp, proper training with good guys, and you know, make a good exit. So you know, win, lose or draw, at least I know I've given it all. Whereas you know, previously, I just don't think it was a good version of me to bow out. I think when I lost, I think I just stepped away because I had lots of other, you know, commitments and stuff going on with work and with family, and it probably wasn't the right environment to be in, training for that last fight. So, you know, I know 8 years is a long time, but it's my life and my lifestyle is a lot different now. So, you know, it's nice and comfortable, nice and stable. There's no issues kind of outside of training where there was previously. So it's kind of like, I know this is the full potential of myself now. So, you know, if I lost, I would feel no shame. Whereas that loss is kind of, I feel like those reasons were part of the loss. Whereas, you know, now I think those reasons would actually be beneficial to the win. Good. Carter's showing me up. Carter's showing me up. I need to increase the power. Jang. Show.
not even in fight camp. He is old though.
I'm bare old, bro. I'm bare old. My relationship with Dan goes back from when he was, you know, young. You know, I've known Pan for a long time. Pan was Dan's original, one of Dan's original trainers from Thailand. You know, 4-time Rajadam Nern champion, I think he was back in the day. So me and Dan go kind of way back. He started his gym. I knew he's a big name. You know, I've known him for a long time. It's not like I had to be introduced to him, and he knew about me obviously because he was a lot younger and he saw me fighting on the scene.
He doesn't throw. He's just more accurate with one shot here and there, but
Yeah.
I felt like, I felt confident with the hands.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I boxed with another Thai trainer in Samui.
Yeah.
And he was like, box by 1 round. I was like, yeah, come on then, bro.
And you went
he
in?
was doing like mad shit. He was like,
I like all that stuff.
yeah, he was quite funny actually. Like he was old, but he was a bit older. Like I think he was about, like mid-40s as well. Like, but he looked a bit old.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's old. I remember like that. Tim's like nearly the age in it. I was like,
Oh,
shit,
right.
I just calling him old, innit? But yeah, he was quite funny. He was like changing his outfit. He's like, doing all this shit.
Just annoying.
Yeah. All right.
I probably train more now than I did previously. I had more opportunity to train before, but I think because I was younger, I was fit. I didn't need to train as much to keep us fit, if that makes sense. I think the training now is a bit better than what it used to be in terms of the availability, the strength and conditioning, nutritionists. So I've got, Max Plows who does my nutrition. I've got Paolo who does my strength and conditioning alongside Sonny. So I've got a very good team of guys that help me in my training camp. So when I say it's better, I just mean there's more opportunity, better options out there now. Jump.
So sweet, so random. So random.
70 RPM. Strong grip. Come on, 70 RPM. Come on, we've been here before many times. Come on. Oh, not too much, not too much. Yeah. So my job now is just his final conditioning, his fight conditioning, the anaerobic conditioning. So that's what I'm going to concentrate on now. Just his what we call power endurance. So that power endurance, he's got a 5-round fight, so the power endurance needs to be there for about 15 to 17 minutes. So that's my job in here now, to make sure he's good, especially in the last 3 or 4 minutes, because I know he's fit enough to go 10, 12 minutes already. I just want to make sure that last 4 or 5 minutes is there, if required, on the night. I'm very proud of Tim. He pushes hard, and as you saw today, he's still got it. He's still got it. He's able to go to the limit, And I was so happy when he messaged me the other day. And it's great to train with you again. And he's inspiring this new generation to carry on. And it's just so good to see him with the new young fighters that are coming up through the sea, 6 weeks, well done.
So my first belt was a world title belt in 2005, fought in Belgium, and I won by, I believe, unanimous victory, and that was my first world title in 2005. So as you can imagine, coming back from Belgium, having that in my hand was an achievement. I lost that belt to Frankie Hudders in a questionable loss on points, but then I did win that same ISKA belt again in 2011 in Cambodia. They never actually fit. That's part of the reason why I like my first belt, because my first belt was it's just Velcro. Out of all the belts, I think I'm probably proudest of my first one, just because it was my first belt. I wasn't training for too long. Had to travel outside of England to win it. He was clearly the favourite, but yeah, I came back winner. And I didn't realise how cold Scotland was until I got off the train and in my t-shirt and had to run to the shop and get a jumper pretty quickly. That's better. Nice and easy. But it is pretty cheap. Oh yeah, this is the poster from when I fought Faradin. This is the poster from my first world title. So I was headlined, yeah, won that one. To be fair, I haven't seen this one for ages, and I'm just thinking, A, I look really, really young. B, I've got one tattoo on there, and pretty much covered now. So 2005, so yeah, we're talking 19 years ago. Yeah, I'm definitely a different person now. A better fighter, I think, now as well. Just different in the mindset. Obviously, I've got responsibilities now, being a dad. It's just the way you train is different. Well, the way I have to train is different. Just because I'm older, I have to look after my body a bit better. Oh, this is a poster of a fight back in 2003. This was my first loss, actually. Fought on the same show as, you know, famous guys like Damien Traynor and Peter Crook. I lost in the semi-finals to Neil Woods, and he actually, that was my first time I'd been knocked out, which is a really, really strange feeling. It's almost like deja vu happening over and over again, second by second. So it was a bit of a shock to the system. It was from a knee, never been knocked out before, so when I came to, I was, you know, completely unaware of where I was. I wasn't knocked out for long, must have been, you know, 6 or 7 seconds, but yeah, it was a feeling, and yeah, it took a good few days to recover from that. It hurts a lot when you lose from a KO. When you lose on points, it's you can almost take the loss for what it is, but when it's by KO, yeah, it hurts, but it does drive you to perform better for the next show. So the reason coming back really was to kind of sign it off properly, you know, do a proper camp, proper training with good guys, and, you know, make a good exit. So, you know, win, lose or draw, at least I know I've given it all, whereas, you know, previously I just don't think it was a good version of me to bow out. I think as a fighter, you're always gonna miss fighting. So, you know, Father Time waits for no man, unfortunately. But I think if you're a fighter at a decent level, you're always gonna miss fighting. You know, you're always gonna miss the hunger for the fight and the training for the fight. You know, as I say, as you get older, your body literally can't hack the training anymore, but watching the younger guys come through it's amazing. And we've got a great team, a lot of young guys, a lot of hungry guys that I think will go far. I still train because I don't know anything else. I think, you know, I think if I didn't train, I would be a bit crazy, to be fair. I was watching a documentary, Four Kings, which is a recent documentary that came out on Amazon Prime, and, you know, Chris Eubank, I think, said it perfect when he said, I think to be a fighter, you are a bit crazy. And I think it's true. I think any real fighter will attest to that, definitely. I haven't had an outlet that would satisfy what I needed. So there's always outlets out there, but it's an outlet that really satisfies what I need to get out there. I think without fighting, I'd be a very boring man. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm a little bit, I wouldn't say nervous, just like, it's because it's been so long since I've been in a ring. It's actually being in a ring for a fight show as opposed to just being in a ring for sparring. But I know once I'm in there, it will just feel like home. So the nerves are more about just reliving that feeling again. But because I know how much I love that feeling, I know that once I'm in there, it will be lovely. You know, everyone says, "Oh, look out for the punch KO," which, to be fair, the punch KO is still there. But I just think there's a lot more to my arsenal now, where I don't just have to rely on that. You know, I can rely on my kicks and my elbows and my knees just as much as my hands now. I think the goal is always to get the finish, because obviously no one gets paid for overtime. But you know, if it goes to points, it goes to points. But I'm fairly confident that I'll be victorious. So many people were cheering. Like when I watch the videos back, it's like some of it is so loud. Like, and I remember feeling so pumped coming out, and I genuinely didn't feel any worries. I was just like, just get me in there. I just need a round to, you know, feel it out, warm up, and then I'll go to work. So yeah, I was feeling extremely confident. You know, I was humbled by the amount of support. Yeah, I was just really looking forward to putting on a good show.
And it is no secret who the crowd are going for this one. The hometown man coming out of McGowan Muay Thai, Tim TNT Thomas. First fight in 8 years, and you could see on his face how much the crowd reaction means to him. He is excited to be back. Oh.
Yeah, so he started off the fight, moved back a bit, he kicked me and then kind of went on the floor, and I was just, like, I felt that he kicked my elbow, but my elbow was fine. I didn't felt like he, you know, kicked it with crazy power. Kind of looked at Dan to say, like, I think he's hit my elbow, and then they were doing the count, and then I was like, oh, he's gonna get up, and then they just kept counting and he just kept rolling, and I was just like, what the hell is going on? And then, like, yeah, then it was game over, and I was just like, absolutely no way. I was just not even confused. I just didn't know what to think. I just thought, you know, I had all that camp, all that time, all that training. So many people would come to see me. You know, it was my last fight. A lot of people would come who have never been to a Thai boxing show before. So it was just, yeah, a bit crazy. You know, after the fight, having only been in there for 3 seconds, it was gutting because I'd put so much time and effort, but I felt more sorry for the people who had, you know, taken the time out to travel, to come to watch. Like I said, there's people that had, you know, never seen Thai boxing before and have come for my last fight, and then it's like been, yeah, it was just gutting. It was just, there's nothing to say. Like, no one really knew what it was. Everyone was like, oh, he's fractured his bone, he's done this to his ligament. Like, oh, maybe he's just come for the, you know, free money and blah, blah, blah. I didn't actually really even know. I wasn't even kind of interested. I was just like, I was being a bit selfish, just like all the people who had come, all my training that I'd been through, and it's just like over in a flash. It didn't feel like a waste as such, because, you know, I'm helping the other guys and training with the other guys, but it felt like it was just, it didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen.
Waiting all day. Oh, that's actually big. For, like, bare late, 3 VIP tables, 10 seconds, I didn't even throw a shot, bro. He goes, oh yeah, we'll get you out in February, but I'll be like double that, mate. Like, imagine if I say to people now, are you going to come get one? They're just going to be like, that's crazy. Right, let me get this one. I need to talk on a corner.
Yeah, there was a bit of controversy on whether, on the validity of what he was saying had happened. But then, yeah, Liam was in the hospital anyway, and he did see him in there and said, yeah, he was waiting there for, 4 or 5 hours to be seen. So it was, a genuine injury. It's just unfortunate it was on my fight, really. But yeah, it was just the conversations I had with Dan after was, A, we can't really end it on that, but B, what the hell was all that about? It was just, yeah, it was just a bit wild, really. With that last fight being so quick, it's basically a no-brainer that I have to do it again. So, actively looking for an opponent to go at it again. Hopefully a better caliber of opponent. I know it was a bit of trouble trying to get someone kind of my age or my experience who wants to fight again. So it's probably going to be I'm giving up on some of the age, or I'm giving up on some of the experience. It's always going to be one or the other. But yeah, definitely wasn't over. At the weigh-in, Sufjan's kind of demeanour and aura was definitely stronger than the Dragos fight. So, Sufjan looked like he'd come to fight, he'd come to win. He was definitely bigger than what I expected as well. So I knew it would be a tough fight. I still felt confident, but I knew it was going to be it was actually going to be a fight and not a repeat of the last one.
Respect for him and what he has been done, but this is my time now, so I have to pass this one.
Excellent stuff. And a quick word with Tim. The last dance was supposed to come last year. Obviously, it didn't go as planned. You're now fighting Sufjan Tufi, the WKN European champion, much younger than you. Are you wary that the age might be a factor and that you may be past your heyday?
I was past my heyday about 10 years ago, so, but yeah, I don't think age is just a number in it, so I train with a lot of young guys just as old as him, so we'll see how we go.
Awesome. And is this your last dance? Is this the last of Tim Thomas, or might we see another?
This is it now, final one, so this will be the win, lose or draw, case or on.
Walking in for the Sufjan fight was again very, very surreal. There's so much support. It felt really good, and it felt quite special because I knew that this fight would be better than a Douglas fight, just purely because of the accolade that the fighter had and his age.
Let's get down to business, and right, TNT is back. How are we feeling about this one, lads?
Brilliant. Super fun moment there for you, Kieran.
Oh, stop, lads. I'm here shivering in my boots from I'm buzzing for this fight, lads.
UK legend, Timmy TNT Thomas.
Fought in massive shows like Glory and the big one of all, Yoko.
Yoko, yeah. I've been to see him on Yoko a couple of times. Really excited for this.
The bell rang. It went longer than my last fight, so I already knew it was, it was going to be good. My kicks were working really well. Wasn't really throwing my hands at all, really. I was just kind of judging some distance, wanting to get some kicks off because, I'm not known for in Muay Thai for kicking. So I wanted to kind of showcase that I have got, other skills than just a right hand. And they were working well, definitely felt the age difference in the fact that he's definitely more nimble. He was just as strong, so his shots were strong. He was game. It was a good first round. I was fit as a fiddle.
but I knew it was a fight. After the first round, get to the corner, he's feeling fine. Dan's asking everything, like, yeah, fine. Saying kicks are working brilliantly, left kicks working brilliantly, which was good because I knew it was. I was striking him. He's saying, just move around a bit more, keep on with the kicks. Then, as soon as the hands will start dropping, then you can bring your hands into it. So it was it wasn't really, it was quite a confident chat. It was, I was doing everything right. I felt like I was winning the fight. It was just biding my time till I can actually use, the tools that I'm known for and that I know could comfortably win me the fight. He was, a game fighter. He was throwing his shots just like as I was throwing my shots. His sometimes some of the blocks he was doing or some of the attempts that the blocks were doing were working well for him, but yeah, there wasn't. I still felt really comfortable after round 1 and after round 2.
Big time, Bobby. Good kick from Tuti.
Tuti just missing. Left hook. Big right hand.
I think it was an exchange of hands. I was a bit slack on my guard. He's hit me at the top of the head, and it wasn't like a knockout blow because I've been knocked out before, so I know what those shots feel like and know what those shots feel like when you're wobbled. This was more of a stun or like a daze. They hit me at the top of the head. I was a bit stunned, a bit dazed, went down. The counter started. Kind of in my mind, I was like, I can't believe I've been knocked down. I got to one knee, look at Dan's corner. He's just like, yeah, calm down, take the 8, which I would have done anyway. So taking my 8 count. And I'm just thinking to myself, right, now is the time to really start to, back him up now, start to use my hands. Also, I was thinking, it's my last fight. Thinking all these people have come to see me. My mum's come to see me. She's seen me fight maybe, I think this was the 3rd time she's seen me fight in 80-odd fights. So it was a lot of, I wouldn't even say pressure, but there was a lot going through my mind that this is it. This is the time now. So take the 8 count, stand up, and then, kind of went to town.
He looks a little bit wobbled on the feet.
Tim needs to go back to the leg. Tim's dangerous though, even when hurt.
Well, you see Tuti coming in now, and he runs the risk of if he comes in too overzealous.
Good shot! There it is!
On the end of
And I said, a wounded
that.
animal is very dangerous.
Here we go.
Brilliant!
Fighting
Timmy again with a great right hand. This is what we wanted to see.
This is TNT.
Oh! Big shots, left and right. Tuti's in big trouble.
You can see it in his eyes.
Hey!
Oh, he's down.
Overwhelming and 8 count back.
What a turnaround from
What
Timmy
a round
TNT.
3.
Tuti looks hurt. I don't know whether he's going to make the count. He looks quite happy to sit there.
His gum shield's
He's
out.
not getting up.
His gum shield's out. No,
Timmy's
he's
done
done.
it. Timmy!
TNT.
Oh my God. Amazing,
Wow.
amazing. Especially after coming back, being rocked by them clean shots.
I honestly felt TNT was going to struggle, but it almost like he put a little
What a
dance on.
legend, what a legend.
And it's almost like Timmy needed to be hurt to
He did,
wake up
he did.
and find that animal, and
As
he
I
found
said,
it.
As I said, you've got to be careful. When someone's injured like that, they've usually got 2 options. They either give up, or they opt to go out on their shield, try and take their opponent with them, kill or be killed.
Yeah, it felt good. It felt really good. Getting the finish in the fight as opposed to it going the distance. Obviously beneficial to my body, to my cardio-wise. Even though I felt really fit, you always want to finish the fight early if you can. Yeah, it was just a really almost like a perfect way to end it. Especially after being knocked down and then coming back to win in such fashion. It was just like, yeah, fairy tale ending for me. Lots of people ask me, is this it? Are you going to fight again? But for me, this was the perfect kind of ending for me.
I've got no intention of fighting again. If a crazy offer came through with a great fighter, then of course I'd think about it. But in the immediate, yeah, I've got no desire to fight again. I wanted to go out having had a full camp, feeling full strength, good team behind me, good mentality or mental state. And even if I'd lost that fight, I'll probably be sat here saying the same thing, like that's it, because I know I've given it all and that's all I wanted to do before bowing out. I think Muay Thai's changed loads. It's just kind of evolved, and I think it will continue to evolve. In what kind of direction, I'm not quite sure yet, because you've got one with the 6-ounce gloves. You've got talks of I think it's Pechindi doing 3-round fights. So the evolution of Muay Thai is just it's just always evolving. So I don't quite know what the future is for it, but I'm happy to stay within the Muay Thai game while that's happening, and kind of adapt as it happens, as I've had to do anyway. From when my fight career was 10-15 years ago, when I was at a high level, it's completely different now, and I've had to evolve anyway, even for the last fight that I've had. So it's there's a lot that's going to happen, I'm sure, and I'm just here for it.